Yeah, dude, I just couldn't even move yesterday. I was supposed to run a 5K with my friends, and because my
Oh,
friends,
I didn't know you were
well,
doing
my
that.
friends wanted to. Okay, so there was a like a half marathon a few weeks ago, and my friend, she
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it, but she couldn't. All the registrations went like super quick, so she couldn't get registered, and so she was like, "Okay, I'm doing a half." So they called it like the pals half marathon. So they all ran a half marathon yesterday, and I was like, "I won't do a half, but I'll do a 5K." And then I went for a run the day before, and my knees were like fucking hurting, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then I woke up in the morning, and my neck was fucked. I still went to the gym, and then I was like, could barely move in the afternoon, and I was like, I think maybe I should just not go for a run.
Yeah. How are your knees?
Yeah, I don't know what the situation is. I was talking to Christy and she was like, "Yeah, you just got to stretch." She's like, "I went to physio for that. You haven't been stretching." I was like, "Ugh, fuck. God, it's so annoying."
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You're like, I don't have time for this bullshit.
Like, come on.
It's actually mostly because it's like boring. Ugh,
It feels
I
really
have to
good, I
hold this
feel
for
like, once
how
you do
long?
it, but it's just like the actual act of like getting started. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? So,
yeah.
anyways, but speaking,
This week, I was I was at the gym doing leg day, whatever, and it was like halfway through the day. All of a sudden, my lower back was hurting on my right side, and I was like, well, what's that about? And then I was trying to think, I'm like, well, it could be one of these last two workouts that I did. I was like, but I've done these workouts before. But actually, the last one, I think it was the last one that I did because it's I'm following this different plan. Surprise, surprise. And my eyelashes keep sticking together. Um, and you're supposed to do like this box squat, but the instructions are like you have to hinge. It's almost like it's like a deadlift, like an RDL, where you hinge back more. Oh God, just even mimicking it. I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And so you do that, and so you hinge back. So you're scooching your butt back onto the bench.
oh yeah,
I
they're
can't.
like,
I don't know
no,
how
no,
to
no, I know
explain
what
it
you're talking
without
about.
standing up and showing you.
It's a glute focus squat.
It's
Yeah,
a glute focus squat,
yeah,
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 but like
on a
onto a
box.
bench,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm like, yeah, and I feel great about them. And I think I might have just like had my feet too far back, or I like arched it, or like domed it, or at one point, like I just one fucking time, my form must have been off just a little bit. Because I remember fucking around with my feet a little bit because I was like, I can't get the placement because I was on the Smith machine because that's all we have at our gym.
Oh,
And so I was like, I couldn't get the placement right. And so I'm like, okay, okay, there we go. But I think somewhere in there, my back was like, so it's hurting. And then so I did leg day 2 days ago, and I was like, oh yeah, bitches. I was going hard, right? It was great exercise.
it's good.
And I was doing my Bulgarian split squats last exercise, and I was going 70 pounds on each leg. And I was just
Slay.
like, oh, God. And I was like, that hurts. That hurts. So I was like, I'm finishing this set. It's my back. I'm just working my glutes and my hamstrings right now. Do as I say, not as I do, guys. And then I was like, I'm gonna do cardio. No, my back has been fucked. It hurts constantly.
Oh,
I've like taken ibuprofen, Tylenol, and I'm like, it's not doing
oh
anything.
no.
And I have like a heating patch on there. I'm like, ugh.
Girl,
Dylan's at the gym right now.
bo-
Without me, I have to. No gym for me yesterday or today. And I'm so
both
sad.
of us are falling apart this week.
Yeah, yeah. You and your big old red hot water bottle.
Yeah,
I'm like, I saw that on your shoulder. I'm like, oh, that looks like it feels really good.
honestly,
I need that right here.
it feels so. I actually noticed like I feel much better because mine's like, you know, I slept fucking wrong, and so the like it just like pinched under my
Oh,
shoulder blade or something, and you know how
hmm,
it refers up your neck. So mine is
yeah.
like just. I don't know. It feels much better now. And I'm like, oh, I should do a little bit more heat today. But I'm going to the spa and I'm going to sit in the hot pools basically the entire day. We're going to be in Whistler at the
Oh,
spa. I'm having a really hard day.
oh
It's going to be amazing.
God.
I've been looking forward to this forever. It's a 100-minute treatment as well. So you go hot pools and then get your treatment. Like slay. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was there with
I
you.
know, me
You're
too.
having a hard day.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm
I'm
saying. No, no,
sorry.
no. I'm just joking. I'm like, I have such a hard day ahead of me. Like, I'm going to the spa all day.
Oh, I thought you're having a hard day and now
No,
you're looking forward to
no,
this
no,
because it's gonna
no,
fix everything.
no, no, no.
I was like, oh, sweetie, let's talk.
Oh my God. No, I'm really excited. It's gonna be amazing. So,
I think our bodies are saying rest.
yeah. Honestly, I've been like,
And since you're not resting, we're gonna fucking make you rest.
literally. Well, I didn't even run last week because I was like, my period's coming and I was just like in all sorts of ways. So I was like, I'm just gonna not
Mm.
run. So I just trained last week. So,
Oh, good.
anyways, here we are. Um,
Here we are.
but speaking of running, we have the best confession this week that
Oh,
was
yeah.
so funny. Okay, so let me find it.
Speaking of running,
Speaking of running.
before Rochelle interrupted me.
Oh my God. It's so funny because I think both of us do. We go back over our podcast and we listen and people are probably like, their tech is glitching out. It's not our tech glitching out. It's just us talking over top of each other. That's what we do best.
No, that one time it was a combination. One time I was like, that can't be me. I can't be that dumb. No, it's not I'm that dumb. And it was tech glitch. Thank God.
Oh my God.
Because you talk and I'd be like, oh, yeah, so.
Oh my God. Okay, this one's funny. Actually, you also have a confession. I'm going to totally throw you under the bus after this. Okay, so Amy said,
Love that.
her confession is, I'm racing the person on the treadmill beside me, even if they have no idea we're racing. They increase speed, I increase mine more. If they increase incline, so do I. It gives me a fix for my competitive spirit while still using a treadmill. And she goes, they didn't opt in. That's fine. Sometimes it makes me even better because they catch on. That's actually so, so funny. So I love that. I think you
I
resonated
feel
with
like
that, didn't you? You were like, yeah, me too.
you,
Did you or no?
no, no, that was just hip thrust.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's so bad because deload weeks are like low. Like if I'm doing like higher rep, lower weight on my hip thrust, it's harder for me anyway because I'm so used to just like I just gotta go balls to the wall, right? And and then like some girls over there on hers doing her hip thrust, and I'm like, well, she's got 3 plates on. I usually do 4 plates on mine. I can't, and I only have two right now. Oh my God, no! So we're doing lower ups today, maybe. It's so bad. Like it's a deload week, and you're supposed to go like,
Lighter.
30, 40% lower on all of your lifts. And I'm like, no, don't look at what anybody's doing, Rochelle.
Mind your own business.
Yeah. But it's only hip thrust that I'm like, I have to go heavier on. All the rest, I'm like, it's fine. It's
Okay.
deload week.
Okay. I feel like that used to be me when I was like younger going to the gym. I was like really competitive on like any cardio machine and now I just don't care. Like you get it, girl.
Yeah.
You fucking go. You go get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like I haven't done that in a long time, but when I was first going to the gym, I definitely did the hip thrust thing.
And then it was funny because
But I
she's
think usually I just go, oh yeah, I could go heavy like that too. Good job, girl.
and then I think
I'm too tired to put on some plates.
I think she said too something about like I was like, what happens when they catch on? And she's like, usually they laugh or it ends up being like a crazy competition until one person dies. Let's see. Um, no, I don't know. I don't think she said anything. Camilla said,
Yeah, she
yeah,
did.
I guess. Well, If the other person is not erasing me, well, I guess you don't have any drive. And she assumes, well, I guess you don't have any drive in life then. Savage. If you actually met Camilla, she's like the nicest person you've ever met.
Well, I guess you don't have any drive in life, so sucks to
It
be
sucks
you.
to suck. Oh my God, she's so
That's
funny.
my favorite thing. You say that all the time, and I'm like, I've started to say it because I'm like, that's so, it feels so good to say out
It's
loud. It
so,
sucks to suck.
it's so funny. Christy said it to me one time and she was like, sucks to suck, and I fucking died. And I was like, oh my God, where did you get that from? She's like, everybody says it. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I've never heard that. And then we
Well,
started asking all of our friends and they're all
yeah.
like, yeah, we all knew about it. And I was like, oh my God, wow. Like I'm so late to the party, but I love it.
Oh,
Sucks to
damn it.
suck.
Yeah. And I'm like super late for the party. All right, everybody.
Sucks to
Sorry.
suck. I have another friend, Ash, and
Sucks to suck. I don't.
she says all the time, she's like, yeah, well, you win some, you lose most. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't say that. I can't get on board with that.
No, that's too.
It's
No,
too
that
dark.
no,
Too dark. Can't go down
no.
there.
You gotta try that one again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so, oh yeah, anyways, it's my turn today. Welcome back to Gym Bag Confessions. I am so excited about this episode today. My name is Anne Marie.
And I'm Rochelle. And we have.
Neither of us know what we're talking about today.
What are my notes? As soon as you started going into the intro, I was like, oh God, wait, my part is the other stuff. I'm all,
We are fucking
I'm just
terrible.
here for the ride.
The two worst podcast hosts on the face of history. Neither of us know what we're doing, where we are, and who we are.
I should have put this in the notes instead of my screenshot here.
Oh, yeah. That kind of fucked
Okay.
me up, too.
Oh, we're talking about the best habit
The number one.
to help with number one, number one habit that has helped us not only in weight loss, but just in our
All
wellness
the
journey,
goals in life.
period. All the goals. This is the one to do.
Yeah.
And this is not clickbait.
Maybe, maybe not. No, I'm
I
just
just
kidding.
have to say, maybe, maybe not.
No, it's actually,
Maybe
I
not.
actually think that the reason I was like successful through my cut last time, even though I tried to be in a deficit so many times, was because of like taking time to like journal and plan and be fucking organized. So it just like helps you
Yeah.
keep, it just like helps you stay focused every day for sure.
What's funny is like I've been thinking about this recently, like really like like when you like think about something like indirectly, you're not thinking about it directly, but I thought about it of as far as like my own planning, like because I started to bring the planner that I used to print out for myself when I was running my other business. And I brought it to work and I started printing off copies of it so I could use it at work. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't been doing this.
Mm.
And then I had like a minute to myself to like think, and I was going through the be do have thing. I was like, I remember when I used to do this every week.
Hmm.
And I was like, I haven't done this in so long,
Yeah.
like that part. And I was like, how big of a difference it made in the way I was thinking and the way I set up my weeks and my days. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait for the week to start and end so I could do this again.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
because it
Do you
was
know
like
what?
Thursday
I have
afternoon.
the same planner. Chelsea made it. We like one of our friends. It's called the Aligned
Hmm.
Planner. I don't know if she's still selling them, but I actually bought like tons of copies.
I
I
don't think
was
she is.
Oh, really? Yeah, I got the digital version of it as well,
Mm.
but I think
Yeah, I have the
her
digital version.
yeah, pretty much what we're talking about today is like how we set up our weeks and I have used that planner in the past, but it's crazy how much like how being organized with what you want to get done for the week is so important. Because I used to, when I was like doing a cut, I'd be like, okay, well, I just need to lose X amount of pounds and I just need to lose 1 pound a week. But I wasn't like actually sitting down to like write down like, okay, what do I need to do this week specifically to help me lose weight?
Hmm.
And so when I actually started doing that, like I would choose 3 goals for the week, I would choose 3 goals for the day, and then I would always like put them in my phone. So I'll send you a screenshot this week so you can include it, but it just shows like how, like I put it in my phone because I was writing it by hand, and then I was like, you know what? I would leave it in my journal at home, and then I'd be like at work and I was like, what am I supposed to do today? I don't even remember. And then I'd get home and it'd be like, well, I didn't bring my goals with me. So I actually found it better to put it in my phone notes, because then I would be like, okay, I'd put a little green tick next to it when I did it for the day, so that it's like by the end of the week I should have 7 ticks. Sometimes that wasn't the case. I'd put like a red X for if I missed a day or whatever. But it helped me. Yeah,
Loser.
sucks to suck.
Oh, just kidding. Sucks and sucks.
So yeah, I found that was like crazy fucking helpful for me. And then I would journal like at the end of the week and reflect on the week and be like, okay, what do I need to do? I'm gonna put it on steroids this week because I was like, okay, I was getting a little distracted. My week goals, I was like forgetting to check in on my phone every day. So now I'm gonna actually write my everyday goals in my phone so that I can check it off every week. I'm gonna see how that goes. So daily and weekly.
I thought you already, I thought you already did that.
No, I do my weekly in my phone, and then my daily ones were kind of like in my planner.
It's a paper planner or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. But I'm gonna just put them
Oh,
all in
okay.
my phone now because you always have your phone with you, you know?
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I like the idea of having it in your phone, but like I need like my brain, I have to write shit down. Like I can't do this digital planner stuff. Like my work calendar is on my computer and I like stare at it. I'm like, my brain's like, I don't understand what it's saying to me right now. I have to see things on paper. Like I seriously don't understand how the kids nowadays like they don't have freaking textbooks. They don't.
what?
All of their homework is on a freaking. All their homework is on a Chromebook. They like read the text on the computer, answer the questions on the computer, and I'm like, how?
Ew.
How are you learning anything? No wonder you guys are
How
dumb.
do you not use all your
No, I
highlighters to
can't.
highlight all the like different colors
No,
and write
you
and nice?
select it. Right,
Oh my
right.
God.
Yeah. And then they just say, here's the PowerPoint. The only thing they write is like the teacher like puts the PowerPoint with like a text, just straight text. It's not a PowerPoint. It's just fucking text on the slide. And they go, write this down.
Oh my God.
I'm like, there's no learning happening in the schools. It just anyway. But I'm like, how do you you need paper. Paper. You need paper. You need to see with your eyes. You need to be able to highlight it. You need to interact with the text. Flip the page. Oh, that was on 10 pages ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, the glossary is at the
Oh my
back. Let
God,
me
that's
see what that word means.
crazy.
I mean, come on. I don't understand. I could I could go on for
I know you're
days
really
about
concerned
this.
about their learning
Anyway.
capabilities. The only thing I'm thinking about is what are the fucking highlighter companies doing? Okay. Highlighters are like going out of
I
style. Like,
know,
what the
right?
fuck?
I love
Not a good business to
it's
be in.
digital. Put it on your screen. I know. Yeah, God damn it. No notebooks are being
No.
used. Damn it. What are the paper
Oh
mills
my
gonna do
God.
now?
You're concerned about our
Save the tree.
you're, you're concerned about our next generation being educated. I'm concerned about how are the highlighter companies making money. Clearly doesn't have kids.
Yeah. But so I have to do my planning back to what we're actually talking about. I needed to do it like on paper and then like I like the let me plan it on paper, let me get it here, but then let me keep it clean and all organized on my phone. I like that. Like putting it the idea of like because I of having the so I can go, okay, what are my goals for today? What are my goals for the week? Because I do have my phone with
Hmm.
me
Yeah. I think it's
all the
actually
time.
like interesting because you have to be so focused and so organized. I sent you that that video of Layla Hermosi. I think that's her fucking name. Anyways, I was watching her video the other day and she was talking about her
Oh, is she that what's his guy with the
yeah,
little
yeah,
nose
yeah,
strip
yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah, his wife. So
Oh,
she
okay,
was
okay.
talking about how she's like so successful and it's kind of like talking about this, like how
The
you're
nose strip
no
guy.
strip guy, yeah. And she was talking about how you need to be really focused with your goals in every area of your life. And I was like, okay, well, I feel like that's the habit that I've been putting in this year. And now it's like, okay, following
Hmm.
through on it. So
Yeah, you have.
you have to so much like just be laser focused on like what you want to create for yourself and be super intentional with your time of like setting up your week, setting up your day, and like actually ticking off those things. So her whole thing was like you have to choose like small things that you can achieve every day. You're not going to be working on every goal of your life every day, but it's like what are three things you can do today that move you closer to whatever your goals are. So sometimes for me, it's like, okay, I know I get paid this week, so I need to set aside $150 for my investments. And then if I have more money coming in for that week, it's like, okay, put aside X amount for this. So it's kind of like you have to organize, you just have to be fucking organized. And I was so resistant to it at first, but it is so fucking game changer because how are you supposed to know, especially if you're trying to lose
Hmm.
weight, like how are you supposed to know what's working and what's not? How are you supposed to track? Oh, her other thing too was like tracking. Like you have to be able to give yourself evidence that you've been following through on your goals. And that's why I like doing it in my
Hmm.
phone because it's like literally
Yeah.
just one big note that I have. Like I can scroll through and be like, okay, look, I actually am doing the thing. It's actually working. I can show to myself that I've been following through on the like promises I've been making to myself. So I mean, you don't have to choose. Like for me, I'm like, I think everybody has a different method of like what works for them. You know, Christy really liked keeping track of her goals in the planner, or not the planner, like our goal tracking thing that we did for our challenge. She was like, that was really helpful for
Hmm.
me. You know, so everybody has like different ways, and I think you got to find something that works for you. So you like doing by hand,
Yeah.
and then you also use on like your calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because then I have to do it by hand and kind of go, okay, this is what I need to do today. This is my priorities. And then in my digital one, then I plug it in for the day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because like at work, I have to like my schedule, like I'll have a meeting scheduled for this time. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you need to go to this meeting. This one got moved. So I have to be super fluid with
Mm-hmm.
it's super annoying because I'm not really a very fluid person, but I have to be fluid. But it may, once I put it in my calendar, then I know, hey, if I'm moving this, this either can't be moved or I have to move it, you know, like so it makes it so I can still get it done. So it's still, I don't go, oh shit, that was over here. I didn't see it. Crap. Now I don't have time for it.
I feel like you're good with
So I
that
have to
with your
have both.
workouts too. Because, you know, we were talking about it on another episode of how you schedule in your workouts for the day. It's like, okay, this day I know I'm doing this, but it might not be at the same time that I usually work out.
Yeah. 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 I've definitely had to learn how to be more adaptable and not get stuck on when did it happen and like making the best of it. And then that's helped me because I prefer to work out in the mornings, but because lately I've had to work out so often in the evenings, because I used to be like, oh, you know, at the end of the day, you're like, oh, here's my workout. I just did it, but did I push as hard as I normally do? Probably not. So I've learned to be able to just, okay, I'm at the gym. It's go time. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. So that took me some time to get definitely gotten there.
That's crazy. I feel like in
Um,
the morning I'm
there was
like
a
dying when I go to the gym. I'm like, I haven't eaten all
oh,
my carbs for the day. How will I push myself?
it's adorable. I've had to start. I've had to start like learning to like before I go to the gym because I used to eat workout fasted based on whatever something I read years ago. And now I'm like, oh, I actually will do better if I have some carbs before. So now I'm like, okay, fine. just choke down this oatmeal, get out of here. But that's funny.
You know what you could try? And what
There
I
was
did the other day was dates. Dates are like super high in carbs and they're like they
the
don't
roaches.
the roaches.
They look dates. They look like roaches.
Oh my God, but I love them. They're so good.
Oh no, they are. I did say they look like roaches.
Why would you associate a
And then that kind of
cockroach
fucked
with
with
a
my head a
date?
little bit because they look like fucking cockroaches. Because my parents, my mom and my stepdad used to eat them all the time, so they have like a container of them on their counter. And I'd be like, I'd walk by and I go, oh God. I was like teenager, you know. Oh God, it looks like roaches. From the South, there was roaches all the time. You know, no matter what you did, there's always going to be a roach
Oh,
somewhere.
that was like
Our
Australia.
schools, our school would get flooded. Our school would get flooded all the time because of where we lived. And it would like when the water would go down, there'd be like dead cockroaches all over the place, right? It was
Ew.
awesome. It
Ew.
wasn't awesome. So
Ew.
I would dates and I'd be like, ooh, it's like cockroaches.
Okay,
So
I'm just gonna
now, even
avoid
though I
this
know that they're really
conversation.
good,
You just
yeah,
ruined
delete.
dates. Control Alt Delete in my brain.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, well,
Cockroaches,
because of that, I
cockroaches,
have not.
cockroaches.
What'd you say? Cockroaches, cockroaches, cockroaches. Fucking bitch. Okay. Also, I forgot to throw you under the
Something
bus.
goals I was gonna say.
Huh?
Oh, okay, go ahead. Throw me under the bus.
Do
Go
it.
ahead, throw me under the bus.
Bring it
I'm
on.
used to it.
um,
I'm not scared of you.
Okay, so Rochelle always likes to tell me how bad my cooking is. My cooking fails, sorry. So then she messaged me yesterday. Rochelle got a Ninja Creamy, and all of a sudden she was like, "What the fuck happened to this?
Fun.
This is garbage. It tastes like fucking orange zest." And then I was like, "What recipe did you use? You literally chose probably the worst recipe on Ninja Creamy, and it was a fail. So you couldn't eat it."
Then it's supposed to be an orange creamsicle. It sounded delightful.
Yeah, but you know, the very like everybody knows when you have a Ninja Creamy, the very first thing you gotta do is before you freeze it, you gotta taste it to make sure it tastes good.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
now you know.
How would I do that?
Huh?
Why would I do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because I want that to become ice cream.
Yeah, but you gotta taste it and be like, okay, this is gonna taste good before you freeze it. Otherwise, you've just waited 24 hours to discover
Mm,
your recipe's shit.
yeah. Well, I trusted it because it came off the Ninja Creamy site.
Oh, no, really? They fucked you up.
Fucking assholes.
Did you make 2 pints
Fuck
of
you,
it?
Ninja.
Did you make did you make 2 pints of it?
No, it kind of. We made the second one with a cheesecake pudding filling flavor, and we were gonna put raspberries in as a mix in.
Ooh, that sounds
But now
good.
we're like, we're just throwing it out. We're
Oh,
not even gonna fuck with it.
oh. Try it.
Broke my heart. Nope, it's too late now. It's
Oh,
defrosted,
oh,
gone,
oh.
dead.
Okay. Try again. Anyways, I have faith.
Um, yeah, you were so excited. You're like, oh, look, I'm not the only one that fails at
I
cooking.
was
Oh, at least mine didn't look like a dead fish.
so happy
It
about
still
it.
looked like it would taste good.
Yeah, but it
Hmm.
didn't. Okay. Anyways, I had
Do you
to.
hear that? She likes it when other people fail. Hmm,
She's toxic.
real good person.
I am in my wellness girly era. I didn't say all my toxic traits are gone. Okay.
That's true. That's true. She's currently working on that.
You know,
Or if it's on her to-do list. I think it's more on her
it's on my
to-do
to-do
list.
list.
She's
Okay.
working on her other toxic stuff right now.
I need a
It's a
reason.
long
I
list,
need a reason
okay?
to go to therapy every week. Okay, like give me a break.
You don't need a reason. You don't need to make up reasons. We already have legit ones.
I told you that. That was like one time Soul was like, okay, we go to our session. And at the end of the session, she was like, you know what? I almost told you today that I could see you every other week. And then she laughs and she goes, you bitch. Ha 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 ha. I was like, I was like, yeah, I trapped your ass. I knew that was coming.
You'll never shake me.
Oh,
You'll
so
have to
funny.
die first.
I was like, yeah, you're never getting rid of me, bitch. Thursday is fucking 8 a.m. is my time slot. Don't even try and fuck with it.
Yeah, if she was dead, you'd be like, okay, spirit soul, come see me.
Yeah.
It's time.
Oh my God. Too funny. Okay. Anyways, kind of,
Okay, so let's break down
I think that's a good
the,
idea.
what we're supposed to do here.
Okay.
Let's break it down.
So I think the very first step is like taking a look at like what your actual goal is. So like let's say it's lose 10 pounds. Okay, and then from the goal you're like, okay, well, a good amount to lose every week is like a pound a week, for the average person. Okay, so then it's like, okay, for a pound a week, 1 pound is worth 3,500 calories. So from that, you would go, okay, over the week, I need to be in a deficit of X. For that to happen, here's the maintenance calories I need to be at. Here's how much cardio I want to do. There's various ways that you can kind of go about it. If you're in our free challenge group, you could ask us and we can help you. Shameless plug. Link is in the description. But you would find out what you need to be essentially eating for the week, and then be like, okay, well, my average calories, for example, might be 1,700 for the week, and I need to do, I don't know, like an hour and a half of cardio at having my heart rate at 130. So then you would look at planning the week of like, okay, what are my main goals? Number one is my macros. Number two would be my cardio, and number three would be like going to bed on time, because we all know sleep is so fucking important for losing weight. Okay,
Mm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
from that, so for the beginning of the week, like I have mine right now set out. I figured it out the other day. I went ham. I was like, I'm going for the summer. I'm planning my summer goals. I'm planning my, which is like 100 things long. And then I'm planning my June goals. And then I have my weekly goals for the first week of June. Okay. So it's like just figuring all those out. Like you can break it up as much as you want, or you can be as broad as you want. If you're just starting out, like start with something fucking easy. Like start with the month. Okay. Like what do you want to achieve this month? Okay. From that, what do you want to achieve this week? And just
Mm-hmm.
like having it could even be like your goal is having a planning session every week. That was mine for a while. And now I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, I love it. I can see how much it's helped me. Then you would choose what you want to do for the day and what's going to move you closer towards it. Okay, if you already decided you have to do an hour and a half of cardio this week, what days are you going to do your cardio? What days are you going to do your lifting? And then from that, you start ticking off the days that you're getting it done. It feels so fucking good.
Yeah, totally. So this reminds me, like I'm gonna kind of go back in time for a second. The conversation of like how you were talking about track that really changed for you. Um, and I remember being like, I remember you were telling me all the time, like it's so important to like journal and track and like and and look what you're doing, and how you said, well, the lady, No Strip's wife said, I can't remember her name. No Strip's wife said, so you can see those wins. And I remember being like, I don't know what it was like when you're like, no, you need to track your money every day. You need to track your money every day. And I'm like, oh, what are you asking me to do? Like, I can't do it. And especially if you're like, you've grown up like being an avoider of challenges that you're
Yeah.
having. And so you always try to find a way to like, oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Trying to find any way not to look at it, right? Because if I don't look at it, then it's not there. Um, but really, like when when I was like, okay, I got to the point mentally where I could say, Rochelle, you're just let's just do it. Let's just sit down. It might be like the worst experience of your fucking life, but let's fucking sit down and track your money. I'm just using it because it's like a really good example for me, and how it's like translated in other areas as well when I do this. Just being able to have enough strength, like if you're thinking like,
It feels overwhelming. Yeah.
oh, I don't too much, I don't want to see it. You know, like when people are like, you need to track what you're eating so then you can make a decision. Well, some people can't even do that
Yeah.
because they feel like this is going to be such a terrible experience. But what I found when I did track my money was I was like, oh, okay, number one, that wasn't painful. Like there were parts where I was like, okay, I spend way too much money on DoorDash. What do? And most importantly, I immediately forward and I immediately saw I'm doing better than I thought I was in some areas. And then when I saw those spending areas of like, oh, I'm eating too much DoorDash, it was like, it was empowering because it's like, oh, I can cut this out. I can change this. Now it's giving me a plan of action of what I can do.
Yeah.
So instead of going, I've got to fix this, I've got to fix this, I've got to fix this, and I'm running around going, ah, overwhelmed, all of a got a plan. This is the same with like if I'm gonna count my fucking, if I'm gonna guess what's what I'm eating, I can go, oh, so maybe I shouldn't have 10 rice cakes a day. Because one is healthy, two is healthy, but 10, that's probably why you're going over your macros. But it's an easy thing for me to change.
Hmm.
I can, I can, or like, oh, I'm doing cardio, but my heart rate's not very high. So is it really cardio? Oh, I can fix that. I can work towards that. So now my goal is going to be I'm doing cardio with my heart rate at this rate for time. And if I need to stair step her up to it, I stair step her up to it. But it actually like it makes you powerful. It
Yeah.
makes you strong.
I
So
love that.
if there's any goal in your mind where you're like, "Oh, sit down," and like that should be telling to you like, absolutely need this. You absolutely need
The
this.
more
But it
resistance
is
you
going to
have.
empower you.
Yeah. The more resistance you
Yeah.
have
And it's going to shape. Yeah.
is going to be a sign that
Mm-hmm.
that's what you need to like move towards. And we talk about that like with our business, like everything we have resistance to are the things that we need to be doing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love that you do say that because I forgot about that. It is scary and some of it is daunting. And even I remember like the thought of doing like a weekly planning session every week. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to have to sit down on my computer. I don't want to have to do all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, well, what does actually work? What
Mm-hmm.
works is like me sitting in my bed when I wake up in the morning and adding it onto like my morning journaling with my phone in bed and I'm not fucking on my
Mm-hmm.
computer having this really structured fucking thing, you know? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's such a good point is like just meet yourself where you're at. And so many people forget that this
Mm-hmm.
is not something that changes overnight. Even like I think about the habits that I have now and I'm like, okay, you're just like fine tuning them more and more over time. And you have to understand that like wherever you're at today in a year's time, you're going to be better than what you are today. But it's like not going to just miraculously change overnight and it's not going to be fucking perfect. You're going to have days,
Mm-hmm.
maybe months where you go back to your old habits and just being so patient with the process. So, like, yeah, meet yourself where you're at. I think that's such a good point is like find something that does feel easy enough for you to just start today. Maybe it's like, okay, you have a monthly planning session. If the weekly feels too much for you, then just do something for the day. Or maybe the month feels too big and the week is achievable for you. So it's like, yeah, just meet yourself where you're at with something that is maybe a little bit uncomfortable and something that you need to push yourself through, but that's not so far out of reach that it's unattainable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think that I think that's good. I also think like follow the way like Anne Marie does it, like how you set it out and stuff. Like uh it's very doable. It's very like not it's not like this confrontational experience. You know, it's like, hey, what are we working on here?
Mm-hmm.
How are we focusing our energy? Because like you said at the very beginning, is well, I got to lose a pound a week. Oh, okay. Well, how am I going to do that this week? What do I need to do this week to get there? Um, and then each day you're like, okay, well, what am I doing today to meet this weekly goal? And then it's so much more attainable rather than I've got to lose 50 pounds
Yeah.
by my wedding or,
So overwhelming.
or by the, or it's like, okay, how about what are we doing today?
Yeah.
And like you say, like all those green tick marks are showing you that that it's working, that you're taking the actions, that it's and it's also going to be that good feedback loop also like, okay, if I have all of these green ticks, I'm doing it, I should be getting there. And after a couple of weeks, you've got all these green ticks and you're not getting there. Okay, well, what do we have to do differently? What do we need to change?
Hmm.
And if you have all these red X's, well, you'll automatically know what you need to do. Up a little more, but not in a shameful way,
Yeah. It's just data. You're just collecting
but in
information.
a take, but it also, it's also being like, you've got to be accountable. You got to take responsibility. And this is how you take responsibility. And if you do have red X's, well, take accountability for the fact that you have red X's. Okay. So you didn't do it this week. Okay, great. What are we going to do this next week?
Yeah. Totally.
Use it as data. Oh shit. Okay, move on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. Okay, that's our hack this week for improving, or like, that's like
Oh,
the one thing that you can incorporate that's going to fucking change the game for you, because it is like a foundation. It's a building block for everything else that's going to set you up for success of what you need to do to lose weight, to build more muscle, whatever the fucking goal is. That's how you're going
hmm
to get there.
absolutely.
So,
And we talk about it quite extensively in the Hot Girl Challenge. So we have like journal prompts and stuff to do. So if you're interested and we take you through that for those 30 days, we help you build that daily and weekly habit. So if you're like, I still don't really understand what you're talking about, like seriously check out the Hot Girl Challenge. We give you the instructions starting from day one on how to do it, and we walk you through it every day and every week
yeah,
on how to incorporate it
it's
and stuff.
super fun. It's super good. Yeah.
It's like win-win. You get the in-depth instructions and you get building that habit.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's move towards our She's Making Gains segment. And I want you to share this because you know Erica. So let's freaking celebrate her.
I do. She's fantastic. Erica the Great. It's her Viking name. Just gave her. Erica, what I loved about her, what she said is she said she's in her group and she said she's down 7 pounds in what was it, a couple
Yeah.
weeks? Just a couple weeks, I think, two,
Yeah.
3 weeks. She's down 7 pounds. And what did she give herself in her grade of
B.
consistency was a B. She gave herself a B on consistency. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's amazing. Um, because like what Anne Marie and I talk about is not perfection. It's consistency, it's progress, it's getting there. Like, and Erica's doing things that she hasn't done before. Like she doesn't lift weights, and she's like, I think I'm gonna start lifting
I
weights
love it.
here soon. I'm like, yes, dreams do come true.
Oh my God, that's cute.
No, like I'm so proud of her and so excited for her for losing that 7 pounds, and for incorporating new habits into her daily life, and for having B B grade of consistency. And I think that's the real win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, see, you lost 7 pounds on B grade consistency. See, that's proof that you don't have to be fucking
Yeah.
perfect to lose weight. You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And for me, the more evidence of that I can give myself, that I can see for myself, the better that is for my mental health. I'm like, oh, I don't have to be, because that's hard for me.
Well, I think it's like
Like I have to get my
people online, they're just sharing about like, oh, here's what I eat in a day, and you think that's all they ever eat in a day is like their perfect meals of being in a calorie deficit, and it's not fucking like that. It's so fucking messy, but you can still lose weight without being fucking perfect, with going off your macros once or twice in a week. Like, sure, overall you have to be in a deficit for the week to lose
day.
weight, but you don't have to be like Perfect. So yeah, that was so fucking exciting. I got so excited to also hear she's going to be lifting. One of my friends actually told me yesterday, he was like, we're at the beach and he's like, oh my God, I just started at the gym. I was like, oh my God, slay. He's like, but my gains are just taking me so long. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's just going to take forever. And I was like, well, how long you been working out? He's like, a month and a half. And I was like, oh my God.
You're so cute.
He's so
Oh,
cute.
you're a
I'm
baby.
like, those beginner gains are a thing. He's like, I know, I cannot fuck this up. And I was like, oh my God. Like, we were just laughing. So we talked about like all my friends, they don't like, they all exercise and they're not like total meatheads. Like, I would identify as a meathead. And none of them are really meatheady. They just like go to fitness classes, live their best life. Like, they're not obsessed with everything. And then he was like, yeah, so
Oh,
I've been
that's
like tracking
cute.
my protein. This is how much protein I gotta eat. Like, oh my God, girl, we were talking about it for ages. It was so fun. And I was like, I finally have a lifting bestie in our big friend group. And then we're talking about all the influencers we
Oh
follow.
my
That's all
God.
we talked about was gains for fucking ages yesterday, and I was so excited about it.
Oh my God. That's fun.
Yeah.
I love
So
that. That's awesome.
I've been working out for a month and a half. I was like, Pablo, it's gonna take you like 4 fucking years to get the body you want. He's like, I know.
No.
So he's been calling it what did he
Where are my
I think I can't remember what he was. He's like, we're gonna call it hot hunk summer. I was like, okay, sure, 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 sure.
hot hunk summer?
Hunky
I like
summer.
it. That's great.
He's so cute. I can't. Oh my
That's
God.
adorable. I love it.
Yeah, so cute. Anyways, well, your girl's got to go to the fucking spa. I need to get out of here. So
Yeah, she's got a hard ahead of her.
I do. Yeah, Christy's probably like waiting out front for me because I texted her and I said I need an
My
extra 5 minutes, and then she put just the laughing emoji, and I was like, she thinks I'm late for everything, so that's all she's gonna be like. You're always fucking late. I assumed you were gonna be late.
Wow,
Okay.
Christy. Wow, that's hurtful. Wow.
Sucks to suck.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, she's leaving.
That's the name of a good therapist.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, I gotta go. She's gonna be here. But on that note, before we actually leave, don't forget, like Rochelle mentioned, the link is down below for our Hot Girl Challenge. We'll fucking see you there. If you have any confessions, there's also a link below because we want to hear them. They're super fucking funny. And do we have anything else?
Hmm.
Confessions, the challenge. That's it.
Gains.
Gains. Oh yeah, share your gains with us too, so we
Gains.
can shout you out on the fucking podcast and celebrate you.
Shout you out on the motherfucking podcast.
Slay. Okay. Love you guys so much. I'm
Have a great time at the
gonna
spa.
have the best time.
Don't we all wish we were there? Damn it.
Okay, see you guys later.